Good morning, my friends. This is day 9. We are now leaving the desolate little harbour of Minagahani. I think I've got that right. It was a lovely wee quiet stop. I'm glad I found it actually. Just found it by chance. I saw a little brown sign down to a local pier. Drove down a wee narrow, windy, rocky road and found this lovely little harbour. You've seen the video of it, so as I say, it's wet and overcast this morning, very, very windy. So I was very sheltered last night at the cliffs, so I was thankful for that. But the torrential rain through the night it was unbelievable. So we're heading back up through this little lane and onto the main road, the coast road towards Tralee, and then onwards towards Dingle today. We'll do the Dingle Peninsula today and maybe head into the next one towards Cahershaveen and find somewhere for this evening. So we just warmed the Land Rover up and checked it for oil and water, and she's spot on, so on we go. It'll be a slow oil climb up out of this. She's still cold. Meet anything on the way down. Coming up to the top of the road now. We're turning right here towards Tralee. The weather seems to be brightening up a bit over there towards the east, so fingers crossed for later on. That's the direction we're heading in. So while we've got a bit of a quiet spell, I should really tell folks who's in the know in Land Rovers about the layout of this vehicle for all the techno geeks out there. As I said, she's 1971, 72, Series 2A. She originally was fitted with a petrol engine. She's a Marshall 4-stretcher ambulance body. When I got it, she was lying in the field for 20 years, and then she was lying in Ballinhinch for another 8 or 9 years. She was totally rusted away, as I'm sure you've seen in the videos. The old engine that was in her was somebody had fitted a 3 crank bearing diesel engine, but it was totally worn out, wouldn't even start. Just about started, but the compression was way off on it. So I took it apart and checked, and it had been rebored to its maximum, so obviously it had been rebored a couple of times. So I decided, right, a friend of mine had an army reconditioned 2.5 normally aspirated diesel engine lying on his bench for 5-6 years, wasn't doing anything with it at all. So we come to an agreement and I got it off, and I'm sure there was only a few thousand miles on it since it was reconditioned. So it's in it now, and touch wood, it's working perfectly. I still have it. I'm still using the original 4-speed series gearbox. I like it. I know I should maybe change it for a Defender LT77, but I don't want to. I'm trying to keep her as original as possible. I know it's very difficult without the petrol engine, but she's not an ambulance anymore. She's a working camper. So, as I said, the gearbox I'm using now, it's got no synchro mesh in first and second gears as normal. So you really have to be careful on double D clutch for your gear changes, or I'm sure you've heard a few gnashing of gears. It's okay after a while. You do get the hang of it. The older drivers probably would get. The young lads today wouldn't have a clue, and they wouldn't have the patience either. They would just walk away from it. I don't mind it. I've been brought up in old vehicles, and it suits me. And it's still made it up to the original transfer box as well, which means that I only have rear wheel drive unless I select front wheel drive as well. It's not like the Defender where you've got sort of nearly permanent 4-wheel drive, but well, one wheel to the front, one wheel to the rear, but this hasn't. I'm only driving on the back wheels. As such, the previous owner that owned it 30 years ago had fitted a Salisbury much stronger back axle because he had problems with half shafts breaking. So as I say, she's running on Salisbury rear, and touch wood, everything seems to be working great. Okay, she's slow, she's noisy, you get that gearbox whine which you get from series Land Rovers, but I drove these for years, the old series ones, and I'm just quite used to it. I'm half deaf anyway, so it makes no odds. But that's a basic rundown of what she's running on. But I'll give you a more detailed review. I'll lift them on and show you what I've done to it. I'll add that to the video. So there we go, bored just all the tears now. You probably all turned off and went and had your tea. So that's us heading towards Tralee now. Still miserable looking. That's us coming into Tralee. We'll just be driving through it. I got fuel about 10 miles ago there. Now 50 litres in her, filled to the neck. So we'll drive through Tralee and heading in the direction of Castle Gregory. See what's left of my entitlement, my inheritance, my castle. I'll not hold out much hope, mind you. So it's driving through Tralee now, heading for Castle Gregory. The weather seems to be clearing up a bit, so fingers crossed. I think we've crossed over into Holland now. We're seeing tulips in. Back in civilization. Well, here we are. in Castle Gregory, the seat of my family name, Tara Hara. 16th century local chieftain, tenant, Earl of Desmond built the castle, blah blah blah. Gregory Hoare's great rival William Moore. 3 miles east of Castle Gregory. Absolutely nothing to do with me at all, but it would be nice to see. Oh, there's it there. 1566 bridal party arrived at Castle Gregory. With the sounds of cheering pipers, but oblivious to old Gregory, who was still unwell and confined to the castle. Really? Hugh and Ellen had 7 children. There you go. But apparently, there's only 2 bits left. For years, the 2 pieces of limestone that formed the arch over the doorway lay in a back garden. Typical. Not a bloody thing left for me. And that's all that's left of the Gregory Castle. There's those top 2 cornerstones. But the wee stone up to the left with what it says in the chart is supposed to be a bullet hole. That's all it's built. All the rest is a replica. The owner of this bar next door salvaged those 2 top corner gate stones and built them into that replica wall. That's all that's left of Castle Gregory. That's us leaving Castle Gregory now. Just disappointed there's no banquet laid on for me tonight. But it's just so full of disappointments. So I am now heading out the road again towards Dingle now. So just fighting my way through. It's a good wee village like that there, shops and bloody wee pubs. A couple of wee cafes like, but that's just basically it. and that's looking down the other side towards Dingle. I was just talking to a foreign camper van owner, motorhome owner at the summit, who had ripped the whole roof, the whole corner of his roof open on one of the overhanging crags or up coming up. His van was too big, too wide, and there are warning signs before you start this pass telling people the maximum width and height of vehicles attempting this pass, but you can't talk to some people. People always know best. They always know better. But he's got some hefty repair bill, I'm sure, by the time he gets home. I don't know how he's going to repair it because the rain and all's getting in. It must be about 6 foot open along one side. All the fiberglass and the aluminium's all broke. Oh well. I've got drum brakes all round on this old vehicle, so I need to take it fairly easy coming down here. You can't rely on the brakes too much because drum brakes will overheat. I don't have discs on the front, just drums. So I'm taking it easy. I don't want coach in Dingle had a stop for about 45 minutes, but couldn't get anywhere at all. Absolutely packed. Coach upon coach load of tourists keep arriving, and everywhere you go, you just cannot get in. You can't get served. Absolute disgrace. It's out of hand. Right. All tourists, all coach parties. There's another coach coming in. Sandwich and a cup of tea. Let's get out of here. Heading towards Castlemaine now, and then down to Cahershaveen on the next peninsula. Let's get out of Dingle. Dingle now, heading towards the coast road to Castlemaine. That rain's not too far away. Escaped fairly well today, but it's on its way. There's the sun out, thank goodness. It's looking a bit better now. That rain cloud just seemed to pass by. It did rain for about 10 minutes there. It's now past, so fingers crossed. Famous Inch Strand up ahead, where a lot of the beach scenes were filmed for Ryan's daughter. It was all filmed on the Dingle Peninsula. The wee school was round in Drumquin, just past Dingle. Single narrow track road, part of the Slee Drive. But as I say, that's Inch Strand. The peninsula on the far side is where we're going next. Most of the filming for Ryan's daughter was done on this peninsula, but it's interesting to note that the village, the old village used in Ryan's daughter, was not a proper village. It was a mock-up made in a farmer's field, made out of wood and plywood and fiberglass. It didn't exist at all, and it was completely dismantled after the film was finished. The only thing visible today is a little stretch of cobbled street that was laid. So the farmer decided just to leave that where it was, but all the wooden buildings were all taken down, destroyed. But the school is still there. It's a derelict school, and I've been there twice. It's completely derelict now. It's just a shell, but you can instantly see that it was the same school that was used. It's a shame, but there's Inch Strand. distinct right-hand turn here, thank goodness, and heading for Killorgan, which will take us on to the Ring of Kerry. Of course, the Ring of Kerry starts and finishes in Killarney, but we'll be joining it here in Killorgan. Statue there. A bit of googling for you. It's in the song. There we go. We've just driven out of Killorgan. Really not much to see. We're now on the Ring of Kerry. So this is a major tourist ring of the county of Kerry, obviously. As I said, starts and finishes in Killarney and goes right around nearly the whole peninsula. Then it's Cahershaveen, and then it starts making back up towards Kenmare and Killarney. We're going to be turning off at Cahershaveen and heading down to Portmagee. I've stayed down there one night before, well, 2 nights. I went out on a boat trip to the Skellig Islands, the Skelligs. I wild camped in Portmagee car park for 2 nights. So hopefully it's still okay. There's a couple of lovely wee pubs there, so I might have a wee dinner tonight. I might have a wee burger and chips or something tonight. I don't know, chicken burger or something. We'll see what it's like when we get down here. As I say, that's us on the Ring of Kerry now. anti-telegraph cable. I'm nearly sure it was run by Marconi up to the right hand side of the island. They had a whole village set up with hundreds of staff for a lot of years. The first cable broke, and I think they had to lay another cable after a couple of years. One of Brunel's great ships, I think it was the Great Western, laid the cable. It had the cable rolled in its hold in one gigantic roll, and it led it from here to Newfoundland. So that's Valencia Island's claim to fame, and it was used right up to the 60s, I think, as a radio station. Now, as I say, I've stayed here before, so I'll have a wee look and see what it's like. Of course, there's maybe no camping signs everywhere now. What do you see? I've stayed on here before. Yeah, public toilets and all. Let's see. There's a spot over there. Of course, half of these people will be away by bedtime, so I might be lucky enough. There's a wee spot on here. Will do me for the meantime. Reverse down in there. Come on. Have to have a good look about. Oh, there somewhere. We got dog's dinner of this. There we go. I see no reason why I can't stay here tonight, so fingers crossed.